Welcome back to Vlogmas. Okay, first of all, I'm just going to say this is probably going to be my backdrop in most of my videos this month if I'm at home because it's very festive and I love it. So today's video, I wanted to share some holiday traditions with you. Maybe you're starting a family or you're newly married or you have a new partner that you want to start traditions with, or maybe you don't have traditions that you've ever done and you want to start. So I wanted to share a few. I do a lot of things throughout the holiday season. It's very special to me and it's my favorite time of the year. And I've always had a lot of things that I like to do and certain things that I do every single year. Not all of these are things that I have to do every single year. Some of them I do want to do every year because they'll mean a lot to me later on, but they're just some things that I do that hold a special place in my heart and I enjoy doing them as well. It's not like something where you're like, ugh, have to do this again. It's not really anything like that. And then some of these aren't things that I do, they're just ideas that I've gotten from other people, but most of them are things that I do. So I hope you enjoy them and let me know what your favorite holiday tradition is, or if you don't have any and you're gonna adapt some of these into your holiday season. So let me know and I hope you enjoy them. The first thing I wanna share is Polaroids. I talked about this a little bit in my gift guide, but I love taking pictures. Everyone in my family and my friends know that I'm gonna be the one taking all the pictures. I don't use a professional camera or anything. I just take a lot of pictures on my phone and sometimes use a film camera. And then I do like my Polaroid camera as well. And when my nephew was born in 2020, I started taking pictures with him in front of the tree. I thought this is the perfect time to start a tradition with him. So I have since taken a picture with him every year in front of the tree. The first year I did it on Christmas Day, but now we don't really see each other on Christmas. So I just do it whenever I can. And he is 4 and he doesn't love to take pictures, but I try to do the best I can. And then his sister, my niece, was born last year. So I got my first picture with the two of them, which was super special. So that is something that I do every year and want to continue as a little tradition with me and him because it's special to me. And I also get them out every year. You can kind of see in the background, but I'll show a picture. I put my Polaroid pictures on the wall every year. That's just something I started doing last year, which I thought was super cute. And then this is our first year in this home. I made a little wall for it. So that's an extra touch. It counts as a decoration as well. So I love that. Another thing you can do is if you like to take the Polaroids, but you don't want to necessarily keep them, you can take Polaroids with your friends, family, whatever, and give it to them as a gift. I love to do this too. I like to put it on top of their gift as like their little name tag. I also mentioned that in my gift guide. So that's something else you can do if you want to give it as a gift. It's a super cute little personal gift that can't be recreated, which is so meaningful and thoughtful. So I love the touch of Polaroids, whether it's for yourself, a decoration, or a gift. And then another thing that I love is one of my best friends, Rachel. She and her husband, when they started dating, they took Polaroid pictures on Christmas Eve and she hangs them on her tree. And I think that is so cute and I always loved that idea. So I kind of did my own little version of it. My husband and I, when we first started dating, our first Christmas together, we took a picture in front of the tree on Christmas Eve. And so now I have 2 of those and I plan on doing another one this year and the years down the line, which is super cool and special. So I also have those on the wall. That's not something I will put on my tree, but I think that's a super cute idea if that's something you want to do. Another Polaroid idea, so many picture ideas. I actually saw an influencer, her name is Maddie Duff. If you follow her, she does a Polaroid each day of December, kind of like a little advent calendar, which I think is adorable. It's just 2 little girls, and that is such a cute idea. I don't do something cool every day of December, and I'm not with my husband every day of December, so that's not really practical for me. But I think that's adorable if you have a family and you do something special every day, or you're just lounging around the house taking a picture in front of the tree, making breakfast, whatever. I think it's super cute. And then at the end of the year, she hole punches them and puts them on a little binder ring so she can keep them in a little spot and get them out every year, which is so, so cute. Keeping along the photo theme, I do a holiday card every year, which I know a lot of people do this already. I love holiday cards. This is something that I started when I was single by myself. I actually did pictures with just my cat, and I would send it to family. I started out sending like 5 cards or something, and now I send almost 100. It's so fun. I send to people in over 10 states, and it's just cool to see where all my friends are and family, and it's cool to see the list grow every year. And I also receive more holiday cards every year and put them on my wall. And that is one of my favorite parts about Christmas. I love getting cards in the mail. I love seeing people's pictures, their kids, their dogs, their cats, anything. I love it so much. So if you want to exchange cards, just let me know, and I will gladly start that tradition with you. It's so, so fun. And I have several that, like I said, I already exchanged with, which is so fun and special to me. Next is baking. This is probably an obvious one, but my mom and I and a good friend of ours, we like to bake every year. We do a lot of chocolate stuff. We do chocolate coconut balls. We do cookies. We do peanut butter balls. We do chocolate covered potato chips. We do a bunch of like random things, but it's so fun. Nothing takes super long, and we just get together and we set out our trays. We each have our little station, and it's super, super fun to do. We just have a blast doing it, and then we get to eat it all, which is super fun. And then I'm actually going to give some to the neighbors this year since we live in a neighborhood now together. So that's fun. And if you have somebody you want to give goodies to, we used to give them when I grew up we grew up on a dead end street, and it was real small, so we would give to the neighbors. So if you have, an elderly person that can't get out, or a family member or somebody, you don't want to eat all the baked goods that you make, because I don't like specific things that we make, but I still like to make them. So it's also fun to go to the Dollar Tree and buy little tins, Christmas themed tins to put the goodies in, and then you can give it to your kid's teacher or your pastor or your trainer or your coworker. You can give it to literally anybody. Just make sure they don't have allergies first. I like to take some to work too and just let it be a free-for-all, which is fun. So that's another thing. Sticking to the baking theme, one thing I like to do every year is make a cherry turnover candy cane. So this is super easy. I'm not a big cook, not a big baker. I know I said I just bake, but it's not hard stuff. And I am not somebody that cooks a big meal. I don't really do anything on Thanksgiving. I made a few dishes this year, 2. And they were super easy, and my mom helped me. And I'm just not a cook. I'm not a baker. If I preferred one or the other, it would be baking. But like I said, everything I do is super simple. This is so simple. I'll put pictures up. All I do is take, I think it's 2 rolls of croissants, and you unroll them and place them in the shape of a candy cane, put cherry pie filling in the middle, and then fold it over to where it looks like it's striped, bake it, and then when it comes out of the oven, you put icing on top of it. So easy, so delicious. If you like cherries, if you like cherry turnover, if you like pastries, whatever. It is so delicious and so simple and festive. And I just love doing that every year because it's a way I can contribute in the food department, which I don't usually do. So I like to do that. And like I said, it's so simple. I literally Google the recipe every year just to make sure I'm doing it right. But it is very simple. My mom and I have a few traditions ourselves. And a lot of these things that I'm telling you about, I will be vlogging as well because I want to show them in my videos, which 2 of the things that I'm about to say are going to be this week, so stay tuned for those. But 2 things my mom and I like to do every year. One is go to the Bath & Body Works candle sale. I love the Bath & Body Works candles. I'm sure a lot of you do. And this candle sale is so fun. I randomly found out about it one night scrolling on Instagram. It's probably been about 5 or 6 years ago now. And we looked it up, and the mall opened at then it was 5 or 6 a.m. I think. We got up the next day and went, and it was so fun. There's a line outside of the store waiting for it to open, but it's not too crowded. I live in a small town, so it wasn't anything crazy. But we got in, got our candles, and we're done for the day. And it's so fun. I like to get the holiday scents, but I also like to get my year-round scents at this time because it's the best deal of the year. I don't know what the price is going to be this year, but it should be this Saturday because it's normally the first Saturday in December. So fingers crossed that we get a good deal this year, and I'm excited for that. Another thing my mom and I do is make live wreaths. This is so fun, and we found out about this a couple years ago. That's another thing. A lot of these things that I'm talking about have been recent discoveries. The candy cane I haven't been doing for very long. The Polaroids I haven't been doing for very long. I'm doing new things with my husband this year for the first or second or third time. My mom and I have been doing these things for just a few years. So you can always start these traditions. It doesn't have to be something that you've done since you were a baby, a kid, in high school, married, whatever. You can always start these traditions at any time and keep them going or start new traditions. That was a little side rant, sorry. Mom and I make live wreaths every year. And like I said, this is something that we just found out about a couple years ago. And it is so much fun. I think we've done it 3 times now, so a few years ago. But it's $30. I think when we first went, it was $20 or maybe even $15. But it's gone up a little bit, but still $30 is such a good price for this. One, it's such a fun experience. We get to go put our bundles together, place it on the wreath. We do it all ourselves. The only thing we don't do is make the ribbon for it. The ladies there, you pick out 3 different ribbon and they put it all together and make a pretty bow. So that's the only thing you don't do. You pick out your greenery, you place it on the wreath and everything. And I don't know what that thing's called. It's like a ring or something. And it's like an hour or so spent with my mom doing a fun Christmas holiday themed activity for $30. So it's priceless and it's so fun and it looks amazing. They're huge, they smell good, and then they look great on your house or in your house or wherever you want to put it. I usually put mine on my door or right outside my house. So, and she put it inside one year, but now she puts it outside. But anyway, but either way you want to do it, it's so cute, so pretty. And I'm sure a lot of places offer something like this, maybe not at the $30 price range because that's such a good deal, but I know other people have done similar things in their area. So I highly encourage you to look that up because it's such a fun activity. Another thing I like to do is buy pajamas. So my mom and I have been by ourselves the last 7 or so Christmases. My brother got married 7 years ago, and so it's just been me and her for a while now, and it's been super fun. But all growing up, my mom would get my brother and I Christmas pajamas, and she would give them to us on Christmas Eve. So she kept that tradition going up until we were adults, and then when my brother got married, my mom and I did it for each other, which was super fun. And we have tons of Christmas pajamas now to wear throughout the season, which is also fun. But that's something I've always loved to do. So this is my first year married with my husband, and we decided that we're going to do that for each other this year. So I actually picked his out yesterday. I always tried to make my mom's pajamas something she really liked, something unique, not just plain like red and green checkered or something like that, which there's nothing wrong with that. I just always like to do little specific things that were something she liked. Like one year I got her Mickey Mouse because that's what my nephew was into. I've gotten her Charlie Brown, which she loves. I've gotten her the Christmas trucks, which is something that we were into one year. And just different little things that we talk about or that would be something that's special to the both of us. So I like to really look and try to find something unique. This one is definitely obvious, but looking at Christmas lights is always so fun. My husband and I have a few places we like to go. And like I said, we live in a small town, so I'm sure wherever you live, there's tons of options. There's several different things we like to do. We have a park here that has lights that we like to walk around. There's a park about an hour away, which is what we went to the other day. And that one is so beautiful. It's just different and unique. And then my mom and our friend that we bake with, we like to go around and just look at lights in people's neighborhoods. So we'll go out and just drive around everywhere for about an hour or so, a few times throughout the season, and just see what all there is to look at. They actually do a little holiday light trail here now. So you can look up houses that wanted to be featured on the trail that have more lights to showcase. So you know it's going to be a good one to look at. So that's fun. There's also a new place that I think started last year. It's a minor league baseball field about an hour and a half from here that has a crazy amount of lights. So my husband and I might go there this year for the first time. So that's exciting too. The last thing I want to talk about is holiday movies. So I have two traditions that I like to do with movies. One is my mom and I always watch Miracle on 34th Street on Christmas Day. Since we've been together the last 7 or so years, that's something we've done on our own, which is so fun. We love that movie. It is so good. If you haven't seen it, I highly encourage it. It's amazing. And so that's something we do. And last year, my husband had never seen it and he watched it with us for the first time. So that was special too. And then I'm sure we'll watch it again this year. And then a tradition I actually made with myself when I was single was to watch The Night Before on Christmas Eve. And this movie is so good. It's not for kids. It's not for kids, but it is just hilarious. And I remember when I saw it in theaters, I absolutely loved it. And one year I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a tradition with myself to watch this every Christmas Eve because it makes me laugh. It's funny. And I don't have any traditions by myself. So if you're single or you just want some alone time or you're going to be by yourself for the holidays, I encourage you to start traditions with yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing things by yourself. I'm alone a lot just because my husband works and is gone sometimes. And then I've been by myself for the last 7 years. So I know what it's like to be alone on the holidays, and I know that it can be sad or lonely, but it is so fun to do things, and there are so many things you can do by yourself. You can bake by yourself, you can watch movies by yourself, you can go look at lights by yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing things by yourself, and I just hope that you are encouraged to do things like that. Make traditions with yourself to enjoy the holidays. And if the holidays are a sad time for you, I truly understand. I get emotional around the holidays for a lot of reasons. It can be a very, very hard and very sad time. And this year we are celebrating without 3 pivotal members of our family, and it's very hard and it's very sad. And it is even more sad around the holidays, and it just can be a very tough time. So hopefully these traditions are something that you can take with you to make your holiday a little better and to bring you some joy. And I hope you enjoy them. And like I said, let me know below what you like to do or special holiday traditions that you love or things that you might take from my video and do. I know this is a lot, and a lot of people aren't maybe as festive as me or enjoy this stuff as much as I do, but I really try to reserve a lot of time throughout December to do things like this because it is so fun for me and it is special, and I like to do these things with my husband and my family and my friends. So like I said, this is a lot, and I know a lot of people probably are like, okay, we get it. You go to like 3 different light displays, but it's just so fun, and I'm super into Christmas. And if you're not, that's totally fine. A couple other things I want to say as ideas. I did give a few ideas that I don't personally do, but a few other things you could do. Wrapping paper is a fun way to customize your gifts. You could find Star Wars wrapping paper, Disney wrapping paper, princess wrapping paper, Scooby-Doo wrapping paper. I mean, literally anything that you are looking for the person you're wrapping for, you can find, I'm sure, on Etsy, Walmart. There are so many different kinds. I think this is a fun way to customize the gift that you're giving. I personally like to wrap now with things that will match my tree, but I also do like to make little personalized name tags or put bows on them. I do like to wrap in, I always try to like to add a little customized touch to my wrapping, just as a little fun craft, add a little extra personalization, a little more meaning to what you're giving. Another thing you could do is a holiday movie a day. I know several people that do this. There's so many good holiday movies. There are a ton of Hallmark Christmas movies you could choose from. There are classics like Home Alone, The Grinch, The Santa Claus. There are tons of movies on Netflix. There are tons of movies on Disney Plus. Max has their own holiday section. There are so many movies and they're being made every year. So you can always take a day out of the 25 days of December or start in November, whatever you want to do, and watch one holiday movie a day. I see people that do that a lot, which is super cool. And then advent calendars. I know people that give their kids advent calendars at the start of the season, which is super cool to have something to open every day. Just a little treat like your favorite candy, or I saw a fishing one if you're into fishing, or I did a Friends one year. I don't personally love advent calendars just because I don't like to see the time tick down closer to Christmas. That's just something personal that I don't love. So I don't do something like that, but I think it's a great idea for your family or to do with your spouse, or just to do, that's a great tradition you could do by yourself. And that could be along with the Polaroid pictures. Like I said, if you take a Polaroid picture every day, you could get the little calendars with the pockets in them and put a picture in it a day. And that could be a fun way to put all your pictures together. So anyway, there's just a few ideas, a few things that I like to do, a few things I've gotten from other people. And I just hope you have a great holiday season, and I hope you enjoyed this video.